point of view in the Mark 8.5 Golf GTI Clubsport. Really excited to share it with you. It's a wet day, but actually I think that's really good because this car in the dry is unbelievable. First of all, foot on the brake, push button start. I've had this car for 4 days and filming this on the Monday. This is a Volkswagen UK press car. The first thing that I do in the infotainment is I turn off the lane keeping assist and the speed warning. Yeah, that's just my personal preference. Other than that, I think we'll leave it at that. We've got quite a few modes: eco, comfort, sport and individual. We'll have it in comfort for the moment. I'm actually going to turn this briefly off because there's a strange echoing noise coming from this infotainment, which I don't know if it's a fault. I'm going to check with Volkswagen. The views you can change between here. So you've got the nav sort of shown, you've got the GTI marker, and you can actually also change individually sort of like each certain characteristics of the right and the left. Hopefully you can see that all okay. I have it on average consumption, and on the left I have it on the operating temperatures, which I think is quite useful. Yeah, physical buttons. Really looking forward to sharing with you this point of view. And actually we've got an objective to do kind of straight away. As soon as we kind of set off, I want to do a turn in the road to turn back, and the turning circle on this car, it could be better. This car is really well equipped, just to give you an idea. So it's 296 PS, it's got a panoramic roof, it's got dynamic chassis control, which gives you this Nürburgring mode, special mode, which as you'll see will rev the engine higher from idle. It puts the DCC in more of a comfort setting and changes everything to more of a sporty mode. We'll just pop it in comfort now because obviously it does make it a little bit louder. That's available if you have dynamic chassis control, my understanding. Yeah, DCC, the black pack, this car's in Oryx white. Loads of videos on my channel on this car, so yeah, check those out and subscribe for more. But yeah, for this point of view, 7-speed DSG gearbox. Let's stick her into drive, foot on the brake. We've got it in comfort, and we're going to do the first task, which is going to be doing this turn in the road, which I'm kind of nervous about because you don't want to be scraping those nice 18-inch wheels. But let's try it. I don't think it's going to be able to do it in one, but we will give it a go. Yeah, full lock, full lock. Yeah, it's not even close. Not even close. This car also has area view too, which means that you get a little bit of extra bits on the camera. So as we can set off, we'll then indicate left and we'll go through. But hopefully you got an idea there. The rack on this car, it's a little bit tricky, but we've got some really nice roads ahead, and we've got some bumps as well. And actually, like I said, this is typical reality UK stuff. It's wet, it's grey, it's quite cold actually now, and that's just what happens. I'm going to change the view to more of a GTI setting because this is a GTI at the end of the day. It's in its red sort of setting, but you can change all the ambient lightings, which I really like. It's in its comfortable setting, so you get an idea on the bumps. I find it perfectly comfortable. In fact, I find it really good. The gearbox is really sort of like smooth, and in its more comfort mode, it's just so seamless. I mean, I absolutely love this car. I can't wait to show you my final part review of this. It's wonderful. These are typical roads for me, and it's going to be, I haven't driven this car yet in the wet, so I'm super interested to see what it's like when you kind of push on a little bit. That's kind of the main part. There, it's free here, so let's go. As you can see, it's busy Monday morning, well, Monday lunchtime. As I've said, I've got most of the assists off, and we've got it in comfort mode from the gearbox and just from the suspension and everything. I absolutely love this guy. It's so cool, it's so cool. And the idea of the point of view is just to give you that idea of what things are like to kind of live with this car. I've had this car for four days. I've done just coming up to about 300 miles on the car, and it's saying 90 miles left, so that's pretty good. Motorway journey, city driving, every sort of driving, and it's really coped well. The panoramic roof, even though it's a grey miserable day, actually does help, lets a little bit more light in. I'm not sure if you can see that in the DCC, in the POV, but I'll lift my head to hopefully see that you can. You can, oh, it's just so cool. The reach and rake on the wheel, I have to say, is something that I'm really been impressed with. It's really adjustable. I've got quite long legs and a short body. I'm not too sure if they're crossing the zebra crossing. I don't think they are. We'll get past the bus. Paddles, indicators, stalks, everything all good. Very similar to my Mark 7 Golf R, so no complaints there. You can also tuck the mirrors in as well, and they properly tuck in, so if you're on a more tighty twisty roads, it just shrinks it a little bit. The car has felt very narrow to me, which is a good thing because we have quite tight, twisty roads in the UK. I understand the GTI Clubsport isn't available in all regions, like certain areas in America and stuff, but yeah, hopefully this still helps you out anyway, and you get to see a cool little 300 horsepower front wheel drive only hot hatch, which is what's going to be interesting in these wet conditions. The one thing that I would say isn't great about those mirrors tucking in is they proper block the right hand side, which isn't the same in my Mark 7 Golf R. It just tucks in almost too much. The mirrors are just massive. I don't know if it's a legislation thing that they have to just be so bulky. I don't know, but yeah, they do the job fine. As you can see, I'm just cruising around. It's nice and comfortable. Roads are kind of bumpy, but it's all good. Steering wheel feels great. The seats are super comfortable in this GTI Clubsport. Brakes are so good. They're larger in diameter than a standard GTI, and they're drilled and they're two-piece floating. It's got an XDS Plus front electronic sort of slippy diff to make it more capable at the front end, which we will see in Nürburgring in the special mode. Hatchings mean we have to stop here. So while we're sitting in traffic, I'll give you an idea. The car kind of cuts the engine quite quickly if it needs to, if it's too cold. But at the moment it seems to just be keeping it on. Yeah, auto hold start essentially. Interior's nice. I haven't, you know, I felt like the wind noise and stuff like that has been really kept to a minimum. This is on 18-inch wheels, so it's 225 section tyres, so there's not that much road noise. I've actually found this car so chilled out. It's unreal. Like, it's like being floating on a dream. But that's subjective to my tolerance. I have a Mark 7 Golf R, so I kind of know, you know, I'm used to a little bit more of a firmer car basically. But it has made boring parts of driving like okay basically. Like stuff like this, I've not found it too bad, but we have got some really nice roads ahead where we'll push on a little bit and you'll see what Nürburgring mode is like. The special mode, I should say. With special mode, it does change the characteristics to what you can set up in individual. That's something that I've kind of noticed. I'll let him go. And for me, I think you've got to have it. Genuinely, like, I would say, whether you go 18-inch or 19-inch wheels, I would say DCC is a must. That's personally, for me, I think the extra modes it gives you is well worth it. A great demonstration here is the cruise control or the travel assist. So if I press set on the steering wheel, what it will do is it will set the car to say 30 miles an hour, and the wheel will actually move itself, as you can see. I just have to sort of gently touch it. It'll also brake for you and accelerate for you, so you can have everything off. You sort of have to obviously cover it to be safe. Getting an idea of that sports suspension, even with the dynamic chassis control to soften it. It electronically softens it, by the way, and electronically stiffens it up. Works really nicely. I use this, the M25 was closed this weekend. You may have experienced that if you're in the UK. And then look, if I press it twice with the buttons on the wheel to go up to 40, it'll do it itself in comfort mode. It works really well. Motorway traffic, slow speeds, I was just like in a dream. Travel assist, a great option. I love it. I can't believe I didn't use it as much before on the other ones. We've got something on the road, so I'm going to brake a little bit because that could be dangerous. Went a little bit slower past there, and you can resume the travel assist. I don't know if the camera would have picked that up again, but yeah, it's quite cool how it all sort of automates and sets itself up. As in, like, it's a normal Golf. Put your shopping in the back, do everything with it. But the thing is, and I'll reiterate this in my other video, it does make me feel special. It's not just this sort of dull Golf. It's a special car. And I don't know if it's because it's a little bit more lightweight with the GTI Clubsport, a little bit more agile, a little bit more scrabbly. Although I haven't experienced that too much in the dry, but we're going to hopefully experience it a little bit now. But I've never got out of this car and gone like, I haven't felt like $1 million. It's really a strange thing. I think it's a mixture of that Oryx white pearlescent paint too. Now I'm going to cancel the travel assist and the steering for a second, just because I want to be in control along these bits, because ultimately you have to be behind the wheel and you have to be safe. And I know that this gets a little bit tight like that, and you can experience tucking in the mirror like so. And see what I mean? Well, that's a great example. If I didn't have you guys behind the camera, I'd have absolutely scared myself, because I do not want to be damaging this car, giving it back to Volkswagen, and I tend to keep that up. But can you see how it blocks the visibility a little bit? But ultimately, it works really, really well and really, really quickly. And once we're past these kind of like tight bits, we can then open it again, and it does it just by twisting an actual physical knob, which is the exact same for my Mark 7, except actually slightly better positioned. Now, the bits that you've always been waiting for. We're coming up some really good roads. And the downside about the travel assist stuff, and I spoke to my friend who actually works a bit for Bentley actually, so he's part of the VW Audi Group family, and he was telling me what that does, the travel assist and the motors in the wheel, is it obviously can affect the steering and the control. And I have noticed that over my Golf R, which doesn't have all of these assists. It's not quite as organic, but I've enjoyed it. The modes weight up and sort of soften the steering. Yeah, it's felt good. Brakes have felt good. Like I said, the driving position has felt good. It's felt great for me, and I hope this point of view kind of conveys it. But what you're about to see now is special mode. So if I pop it into sport and then special, you can see you get a little Nürburgring sign. The revs change. Now, what I noticed with my Ice Blue Metallic subscriber is, and you get a bit more burbles in the exhaust, which I don't think you're going to be able to hear today. It changes the throttle response, as I'm going to go very slow again, because wow, he didn't want to slow down, did he? I should have kept the mirrors tucked in, shouldn't I? Good thing I've done all the beauty shots of this car. Well, you can have it in manual mode as well. Paddles work really, really nicely. I like Nürburgring mode. It's just mapped differently in terms of knowing the gearing. It's worked really well in manual mode, and it's worked really, really well in automatic mode too. I'm not gonna let that guy go because I want to just go. Right, let's just show the performance of this car. You're probably getting tired of me anyway. Let's go for it. These roads are brilliant. And this car, in special mode, it loosens some of the traction control stuff. Oh, and you get a proper pull at the top end. It feels more than 296 brake horsepower to me. It feels more like 320. I've kind of said that before. Knock it down the gears. Oh, it's good. It's good. If I equally just knock it into automatic mode on the gearbox, it responds really nicely to my inputs. So it's left it in 4th for the moment. Oh, it's so much fun. I absolutely love this car. Oh man, it's just my favourite car of the year so far, 2025. Oh, and it's just brilliant. And it's wet and it's cold. You just have to manage the throttle a little bit more differently. It's got loads of power and push. Brakes are so strong. See how it downshifts the gears. Exhaust sounds nice. I mean, we're not even full throttle. Unreal. What a car. What a car. I can just recommend it for days and days. I really hope you've enjoyed this point of view. Get involved in the comments, subscribe, and check out future videos and past videos on this car, and there's going to be more to come as well, I can tell you that much. Who knows, I might even buy one at this rate. It is absolutely mega. Oh, and it just pulls in the corners, drags itself round so nicely. What a car. What a masterpiece of a car. I'm just absolutely staggered, just blown away. I love it, love it, love it, love it.